Today, I'll be asking the question, does Islam teach segregation of the sexes? And if so, is this regressive or progressive? Hello there, peace be on you. My name is Anne-Marie. Welcome back to Rational Religion, where we make sense of spirituality. The separation of men and women in Islam occurs to varying degrees and for various reasons. Let's take a look at each of them one by one. Number 1. Prayer and worship. Islam only completely segregates men and women in one situation, prayer and worship. In such situations, men and women pray in separate halls or pray with a divider between them, or simply pray with men in front and women behind. Why is this? Is it because men are superior to women? Not at all. In fact, quite the reverse. The Islamic prayer requires postures such as prostration and bending that women in particular might be uncomfortable doing if a man is directly behind them. In addition, a man in particular may be unable to focus on his prayers if a woman is moving into such postures directly in front of him. Such experiences may jeopardize an individual's spirituality by putting them off attending the mosque. Islam trusts that women will be less distracted by men in front of them than men would be with women in front of them, and that women might be more self-conscious in front of men than vice versa. For this reason, when men and women pray together, women stand behind men. In this respect, women are deemed superior to men by Islamic teachings. Though it may seem patronizing to separate men and women at religious functions, personal experience has taught me the wisdom behind such practice. When I was a Christian attending Sunday Mass at a local church, I would notice all too frequently teenage boys and girls sharing glances with one another. Older men and women would also fall to staring or glancing at members of the opposite gender, despite their families sitting right next to them. Why did these people attend a religious gathering? Was it to attain nearness to God or to flirt? This is something some mosques have forgotten with the introduction of mixed mosques for men and women to pray side by side. In doing so, they've demonstrated their lack of understanding when it comes to both the human psyche and Islamic teachings. Number 2. Spiritual gatherings. At educational events and conferences, complete segregation, as in prayer, does not occur. Rather, men and women are separated by providing women a safe space. It's the men who are not allowed into the female-only area. In such instances, while women can enter the men's areas for specific educational purposes, the restriction is on the men, not on the women. Interestingly, one study conducted at Radboud University in the Netherlands asked the question, how does conversing with the opposite gender affect the memory abilities of men and women? The study found that men's memory abilities declined after a short period of conversing with a woman they found attractive. In fact, the more they found them attractive, the worse their score. Since the purpose at such events is again to remember God and to focus on spirituality, the general mingling of men and women is regarded as a distraction to the ultimate purpose. At the same time, men are restricted from female-only areas, while women are a part of the joint areas. Number 3. Large social gatherings. Safe spaces for women are also found in large social gatherings too, such as Muslim weddings, despite such events not being about gaining spiritual knowledge. The underlying principles behind such safe spaces are twofold. Firstly, segregation of genders in large social gatherings provides modestly dressed Muslim women with a space to let their hair down, metaphorically and literally, by removing the hijab and dressing up. It also provides for a greater potential to connect with other women. This is how the Ahmadiyya Muslim Women's Association, for example, operates, providing events and space organized by women for women. Secondly, the provision of safe spaces at such events prevents men and women from finding the opportunity to be alone together. In a crowd, two people can easily come together in secret. The Prophet of Islam stated, "A man is not alone with a woman except that Satan is their third." This means that a man and woman, when alone together, develop inclinations towards each other. The danger of this, from the Islamic perspective, is that relationships are then formed on the basis of impulse and passion rather than upon the key criteria of a person's character and qualities. This is seen to jeopardize the health of society as a whole, since families built on the basis of sexual passion rather than social, intellectual, and cultural compatibility will be less stable in the long term. In addition, as seen throughout the Me Too accounts, predatory men may use such an opportunity of being alone with a woman to take advantage of them. Interestingly, Islam doesn't segregate in most other instances, such as in the marketplace and at work. There is the teaching, however, of conducting oneself in a way as to limit inappropriate behavior, and especially limiting opportunities where men and women are alone together. The hijab in both men and women lowering their gazes help to facilitate this. So, are safe spaces unique to Islam? Safe spaces are not exclusive to Islam, be they in other religions like Judaism and Christianity, or secular examples like the women-only carriages in Japan. Safe spaces are everywhere. Some public services increasingly cater for female-only audiences. There are gyms, spas, and even hotel floors dedicated to women only. One female-only club, known as The Wing, is more popular than ever with a waiting list of 8,000 women. It offers a women's-only space containing a gym, swimming pool, library, and other facilities. Even political leaders in the UK said they would consider women-only safe spaces on transport networks after a series of sexual harassment cases came to light. This was, however, later dropped after a backlash, stating that this would normalise attacks against women and that women should be able to sit anywhere they like. To me, however, it seems odd to let women suffer to satisfy one's ideological itch. Women should be able to sit anywhere safely, and indeed they can with safe spaces. It's the men who aren't able to sit wherever they like. Some might argue that providing women-only carriages to help reduce unwanted sexual harassment of women is only dealing with a symptom and not the cause of the problem. However, it's still a way of providing some relief to the global problem of sexual violence against women. The problem of men's behaviour must be addressed through education, but this is a multi-generational matter. It isn't going to be fixed overnight. Should women just grin and bear in the meantime? When it comes down to it, Islam's social teachings seek to protect two aspects of life. Firstly, the spiritual condition of an individual, and secondly, the family, which is the fundamental building block of a society. These two things, when healthy, bring about peace on both the individual and societal level. Anything that negatively affects either of these two key components of life, Islam will caution against, for fear of ultimately destroying society itself. That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular video updates. To continue the conversation, why not tell us what you think about gender-based safe spaces? Comment below this video. Thanks for watching. Peace be on you.